Hello my YouTube family. I would like to introduce you to the new Sonic Colors Ultimate. Sonic has never been this colorful, and the gameplay is spectacular. Here are 10 things you have not noticed in Sonic Colors Ultimate. Hope you enjoy. With all the quality of life improvements Sonic Colors Ultimate introduced, there were a handful of changes that sped by some fans. For Sonic's 30th anniversary, Sega and Blind Squirrel Games decided to re-release the quintessential Sonic game. But to make it the definitive version of Sonic Colors, a ton of bells and whistles were attached to the original game to make it worthy of the name Ultimate. But as players blasted through stages of cyan lasers and yellow drills, they might have missed some great little details that truly made the game shine out as the definitive version. These touches are what make the overall experience feel more complete and worth at least a closer look. So without further ado, here's 10 things you would not notice in Sonic Colors Ultimate. In a fresh twist to a classic game mechanic, Sonic Colors Ultimate does away with lives in general of a much more generous tail save system. But on top of this, a new trick takes effect once the player collects 100 of those classic golden rings. Sonic turns invincible instead of receiving a simple one-up and shimmers like the classic power-up on the Genesis games. However, it's important to remember that this won't save you from bottomless pits or other instant death mechanics, so don't get carried away. Thanks to its precision and speedy nature, the homing attack has been a staple ability for Sonic since the Sonic Adventure games. But it hasn't really evolved or undergone any innovation since its debut. However, starting with this game, the homing attack has been given a new mechanic. The sweet spot rewards the player for being extra precise with a bit of a refill for the boost gauge. It's a nice incentive to play more carefully as opposed to button mashing away, especially since, unlike other games that feature the Sonic Boost, methods of refilling the gauge are more limited. It also leaves a rainbow trail. Neat. Sonic Colors, by design, was always meant to attract a much younger audience than Sega and Sonic Team were used to going for. From the presentation to the writing of the game's cutscenes, everything about it seems like it was meant to feel like a Sonic game, similar to a Saturday morning cartoon. With all that said, it's no surprise that the Ultimate Remaster brought in features like the tail save to make the game all the more accessible to much younger players. Thanks to media like the Sonic movie and Sonic Mania, new fans are brought in, so it makes sense to appeal to this base. It wasn't enough to add in a new Jade Wisp that gives Sonic ghost powers and the ability to access new areas and stages. Sonic Colors Ultimate brings older Wisp to acts they were never present for before in the original game. For example, in Act 3 of Starlight Carnival, no Wisps were present in the original stage layout. But in Ultimate, the green Wisp and the purple Wisp were added, giving Sonic the ability to hover and chomp his way to the goal. Game Land was a unique area within Sonic Colors that offered stage layouts and motifs that were very evocative of the original Sega Genesis games. It also hosts one of the few and noticeable downgrades from the original game. Mayas were removed entirely from the Game Land area of the park. Those who remember the Wii era will likely also know how rampant and present Mayas were, so the implementation in the original game makes sense. Their absence in here and Ultimate can be seen as a seeming result of the falling popularity. In another show of Blind Squirrel and Sega's commitment to player accessibility, extra signs were placed across the over 40 levels in Sonic Colors Ultimate to warn of instant death traps and other hazards. A bright red border now signals the player of incoming bottomless pits. On top of this, Tails himself gives a heads up when enemies like egg pawns are about to rain down and surprise you. These two little touches are part of what makes Ultimate an excellent entry point for new Sonic fans. A staple of the Sonic series, Super Sonic has always been a brilliant incentive for collecting all 7 of the elusive Chaos Emeralds: extra speed, a higher jump, and total invincibility, as well as an infinite boost. But the one part about going Super Sonic that's always hit or miss is the background music that plays once the transformation hits. It's either good enough or super repetitive and sometimes ear-grating. Thankfully, Sonic Colors Ultimate fixes this by extending Super Sonic's original theme to be a mini version of Reach of the Stars, the main theme of Sonic Colors. In one of the strangest changes to the original game, the credits were extended by law. The original Sonic Colors had a credit sequence already on the longer side, but the remaster had to account for the additional team working on it over at Blind Squirrel Games. Unfortunately, the remaster didn't add any other music that might have been needed for the extra credits. So, what's left is at least 15 minutes of vast silence. Strangely enough, there's an achievement for sticking around until the end. Despite being backed by what's already an absolutely rockin' and incredible soundtrack, Sonic Colors Ultimate features some brand new remixes, courtesy of the game's original composers. But some of the game's remixes were curiously missing from the final release. The remixes that would typically belong to the area known as Planet Wisp are noticeably absent from the base game. This is because they're locked behind a music pack DLC that contains 3 remixes for the original songs. In the past, the official Sonic Twitter account celebrated the release of a new game like Sonic Mania or Team Sonic Racing with a takeover event. The English voice cast answered questions directly from fans who posted below the Twitter feed. Initially, Sonic, Roger Craig Smith, and Dr. Eggman, Mike Pollock, were the only ones at the helm during these takeovers. But they've expanded over the past few years to include Tails, Colleen O'Shaughnessy, Shadow, Kirk Thornton, and a white wisp called Yacker. And Katie Kronowski. Thank you for watching. Did you love my video? Well, if you want more, subscribe to my channel. You know you want to. Plus it helps me to beat the YouTube algorithm. And I can reach a wide variety of audience just by liking and subscribing. Oh yeah. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Please share my videos with all your friends. See you next time.